क्या मसला था और आखिर पता होने के बावजूद भी ये खतरा क्यों मोल लिया?
Oceangate Submarine Titan started its journey from St. John Port, Canada. The location from which submarine had to dive in the ocean is located in the North Atlantic Ocean, 700 kilometers away from St. John Port. And at the same point, the shipwreck of Titanic is also present in the depths of the ocean under the cold water. This trip was started on the 17th of June 2023 Saturday. And according to the plan, the Titanic was to be launched at 8 a.m. the next day, Sunday. An issue was noticed in Titan prior to the dive, as I'll tell you here. But despite this, he was thrown into the sea by risking his life. What was the problem and why was this risk taken even though the end was known? There were a total of 5 people in the audience, in which Hamish Harding, the founder of Action Navigation, was also present. He also traveled in space with Jeff Bezos. Second is Stockton Rush, who is also the CEO of Oceangate. This American company also provides submersibles for ocean tourism. In third place was 77-year-old Paul Henry, who had visited the Titanic before. He was a shipwreck expert, and they had a lot of knowledge about the Titanic's broken parts. And finally, Pakistani businessman Shahzad Dawood was a part of the same submarine with his son Suleiman. Hamish Harding made his last post before diving on the 17th of June 2023. He said that, due to the worst winter in Newfoundland in 40 years, this mission is likely to be the first and only manned mission to the Titanic in 2023. A weather window has just opened up and these 5 people were going to see the wreck of the famous Titanic to fulfill their passion. After it sank in 1912, efforts to find it continued for several years. But due to the harsh conditions of the Atlantic Ocean, this work was not so easy. Then in 1985, the wreckage of Titanic RMS was finally found on the ocean floor. Titanic had left behind so many questions that now was the time to find the answers. Dozens of expertise were arranged in which experts and researchers from different countries visited the Titanic shipwreck. Canadian filmmaker James Cameron visited the wreck of the Titanic in 1995 and then released the Titanic movie in 1997, despite the success of the Titanic movie. This movie made so much noise that seeing the Titanic wreck has now become a dream of bitter people. That is, now this work is not only limited to the purpose of research, but tourists have also started going to the side of the shipwreck. It is said that going deep into the ocean is more difficult than going into space. And the main reason for this is water pressure. The shipwreck Titanic is 4,000 meters, i.e. 4 kilometers below the sea level. If you want to imagine this level, look at Burj Khalifa and understand that the wreckage of Titanic is 5 times lower than the height of Burj Khalifa in the sea. At this depth, the pressure of water is 5,800 psi. It will be the same pressure not on the entire body of a human, but on a square inch of an entire elephant. Guess how many square inches will be in a submarine and how much pressure will be exerted on it. Then the 18th of June 2023 Sunday afternoon at 12 o'clock the journey of submarine started. Normally submarine takes 2 hours to reach Titanic, but after 1 hour 45 minutes mothership Polar Prince, which was waiting above, lost contact with submarine. It would have taken only 2 hours to reach the Titanic, but only 15 minutes ago the contact was lost, which means that the submarine must have reached quite close to the Titanic. It is impossible for sunlight to reach this depth of the sea and it is very dark here all the time. It is normal for the wireless signal to break at such a depth. So at first it was not taken too seriously. The whole trip was for 7 hours from 12 noon to 7 p.m. they had to return back. But even at 7 p.m. there was no contact with the Titan, so the group of the mothership standing above started sweating. The Canadian research vessel Polar Prince began searching for Titan. At 9:40 p.m., he contacted the U.S. Force Guard and asked for help. The next day, Monday, U.S. and Canadian ships and planes began a proper search operation in the entire area. They continued to search not only on the surface of the sea but also underwater with the help of sonar scanning. Commercial vessels in the area were ordered to keep their eyes open. The search continued for the next 2 days but nothing was found. The next day there was a glimmer of hope. On the 21st of June 2023, Wednesday at 6 a.m., the search team heard some sounds from the depths of the water. These sounds were heard with the help of underwater redox. Immediately RVOS was sent in the direction of the sound, but there was no news of the Titan, and now the risk of losing the Titan was increasing. Because the amount of oxygen in the submarine was 96 hours, that is 4 days. And at that time 3 days out of 4 had passed. But the search team of US, Canada and France did not give up. On the 22nd of June 2023, Thursday at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, when the Titanic reached the RVOS, it was a heart-rending scene that was sent to the wreckage. RVOS 348 per PM, which approached the wreckage of the Titanic, found part of the Titan's tail lying only 1,600 feet away from the Titanic. Who went to see the wreck of the Titanic? Now its wreckage has become headlines for the whole world. It only means that the submarine could not withstand the water pressure. And the news that exploded in the depths of the sea caused a stir in the whole world. Many questions were raised on the safety of Oceangate. CEO of Oceangate, Stockton Rush, who himself lost his life in this incident, said in 2021 that he knew that he had broken some rules when making Titan. He made Titan not from steel, but from Titan has made aviation-grade carbon fiber. They wanted to make some new innovation in the industry. They used carbon fiber to replace steel. For the first time before launch, the Titan was tested at a pressure of 5,000 psi to 10,000 psi. But experts believe that there are thousands of forces acting on the submarine in the ocean, including not only pressure but also water flow, which is caused by waves. Apart from that, due to the darkness, it may also happen that a heavy stone or a sea creature is crushed by the submarine. Whatever it is, one of the reasons for the Titan's destruction was its material fiberglass. But another reason was that there were already cracks in it. Yes, in some
क्रैकिंग की आवाज सुनाई दी थी.
At one point, I was actually even able to drive the submarine towards deeper water by the sound of the cracking getting.
Submarine Titan 2019, a businessman named Carl Sturley was also taken. Even at that time it was being operated by the CEO of Oceangate. Carl Sturley said that while he was going down, he heard a cracking sound from the Titan's body. At that time this voice was not paid much attention because at that time the CEO of Oceangate, who had designed the submarine himself, had full confidence in it. But after the accident, he told CNN that the sound was probably a warning that the Titan's body could not withstand the pressure of the water. If this is true, then there is no doubt that the Titan's body had already started to crack. In 2018, an executive of Oceangate raised a voice against Titan's carbon fiber body. He said that this problem will be detected only a few milliseconds before the submarine explodes. And in fact, this happened at the depth at which Titan exploded. Experts say that it would have taken 0.3 seconds to explode. Thank you to watch my video. To watch more interesting videos, subscribe my channel, and don't forget to bell icon.